Okay, so I'm going to go into the installation here, my local installation, and I'll just go back again just to show you. So I'm currently using the 2012 theme that's activated in my WordPress. So this is the theme folder I'm going to use, and I'm going to create a child theme. So all I simply need to do is create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it the 2012 child. Now you can name it whatever you like. It doesn't really matter what you name this, and you don't have to use a hyphen or anything like that. That's just how I've done that. What you need to do next is, within this folder, you need to create what is called a new style sheet, and we'll do that using a text editor. So now I'm going to go down to my text editor, and I'm using Text Wrangler here. You can use a number of different text editors, but this is the one I'm using here. I've got a new document opened up here, and I'm just going to save it as a style sheet file. So here I am, it's in my, I'm going to go down to my MAMP installation here, and the one I'm using here at the moment is in this folder, content, themes, and here it is here, the 2012 child theme. And I'm going to call this file style.css. okay, and I'm going to hit save. So now I have a style sheet inside my 2012 child theme. So there it is there. I just created a new style sheet, and this is it right here. Now what I need to do is go and add some code into this style sheet so that WordPress will recognize it as a style sheet for the child theme. Now if I just go back to wordpress.org here, they quite nicely supply, if we go down here, it supplies the code that you need to place into that style sheet. So I quite simply like to keep things simple, and all you need to do is copy this. Is the first piece of the puzzle, so I'll copy that, and then I'll go into my child theme here, and I'm going to paste it in there like so. Now these are comment tags here, so it's important that you ensure that you place those comment tags in here, because otherwise this won't work. So at the top here we've got I've got the theme name, which is important. You can call it whatever you like. You've got the theme URI, so that's essentially where the theme resides on your website. So your website.com, that's the child theme there, so you put your own unique address in there. You can put a nice description here about the child theme itself. You can go quite detailed if you like, and again your author name, and if you've got your own web address you want to place in there, you can do that. If you don't want any of that information, you can remove that if you like. The vital piece of the information that must be here is this one here, template, and we want to ensure that we've got the template one here with 2013, and then you can also have a version number. Sorry, this is actually going to have to change to 2012 because that's the one I'm using, so I'd have to change it to 2012. Okay, that's the template, and up here again this is saying 13, so I'm doing a 12, so 12, and in here you would change it to 12 as well, and description is 2012 child theme. Okie dokes. So that's the first piece of core code you need to place into the style sheet there in order for this to actually work. And just for some completeness, this particular template here, what this refers to is the folder where the 2012 theme resides. So if we go and have a look back into our, what it's referring to is this folder here. Okay, so it's important that you get the spelling correct, otherwise it won't work. So I'll just double check that I did that correctly. 20 and 12. Wonderful. So that will be referring back to that there. Again, if you don't have a URI or anything like that that you have to place in there at the moment, you don't have to. You can just leave that out if you wish. Okay, it's not absolutely required. And again, with this author URI, you don't have to have that either. And I'll just put my name in here. And version number, again, it's a good idea to keep a version number so you know what version of the child theme it's at, in case you make future changes, or you might get someone else to make changes. You can do that in any way you want. It doesn't have to be 1.0.0, it could be 0.0.1, it could be 0.1. However you want to do your version numbering, it's entirely up to you. You have that flexibility. Another good idea too with a description is to put some in-depth details about what you're actually changing within the theme and why you're doing it, especially if you're getting other people to work on this theme at a later stage and you're not doing it yourself. It's a good idea to put into the description what the changes are and what it's focusing on in this particular version of the child theme. But that's just some housekeeping I recommend you consider doing. Now, of course, I need to go and save this, so I'll be ensuring to save that. And now that style sheet is saved into this folder 2012 child. Now, I'm using a local version, a locally installed version of WordPress. If you're using a hosting server and you're not working directly on your hosting server via FTP and you're doing this locally, you'll need to upload this folder, okay, up to your WordPress installation, and you'll need to place it in that file folder. So if you're logging in using an FTP program, you'd need to go to WP content, then you'd need to go to the themes folder, and then you would need to upload this folder or create this folder within there. So it'll be like so, and then within that folder you've got your style sheet that we just created. Just to let you know that, because if you don't upload it, your child theme will not work. So now I've done that, because I've done it locally, this is going to automatically work. So if I pop over to where I've got my installation open, now currently this is what it looks like. We've got the 2012 theme activated, got 2011 and 2013. If I just refresh this, there should be a child theme that appears, and there does. There we go. So 2012 child theme right there by David Allen, and if I want to activate that, all I've got to do is hit activate. And now you'll see that the 2012 child theme version 1.000 is what I've just created, and that's active now in here. So if I go over here and refresh this, it should look awful, and it does. This is exactly how it should look. Now, the reason why it's looking like that is because now the WordPress installation, this theme, is now looking to the style sheet which I just created in the child themes folder. That's where it's referencing. So because I have no styles in that folder, and I have not also linked it to the parent style theme, so what that means is there's a way of linking it, and I'll show you what we do there. There's this bit of code here that WordPress supply on their page here in the codex section, and what this does when we place this into our style sheet, it's importing the information from the it says 2013 here, but we'll be calling it 2012 style sheet. So it brings that across into this new style sheet that we created. So that's the next thing we need to do. So I will copy that there, and we'll pop back into here, and this is the next step of adding the core code to the style sheet in the child theme.